All right, it's all set. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. This is going to be a quick overview of the new distributor packet. If you are new before like 3 days ago, you want to go in and reprint it out. It's under the pinned post on the team page, or you can find it under the file section. There's also tax tips, different trainings in there, and there's some worksheets about packaging your story and different logs. So utilize those files under there. I will update tonight the rest of them that I redid. They're not that much different. It's just I added in the fast starts and the jump starts that were going for a year. So that's the only difference. So welcome to the team. For anyone who doesn't know, my name's Christina. I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 kids, 10, 5, and 2, which are all sick right now, which is why you're getting this. I used to be a medical assistant, and I have about half my nursing degree, but it just wasn't for me. So I decided to stay home after I had my 3rd baby, but the loss of income was affecting us, so I had to find something else to do. Someone reached out to me on Facebook on a random cold message call and asked me to try lipstick, which I didn't wear before, but I gave it a shot, and then I fell in love with it and jumped into the business, and the rest is just history. I started October 7th of 2016, and I recently hit Crown Princess on, I guess, December 31st. And we have an amazing team of almost 300 girls right now. So there's tons and tons of support. We're super lucky because I learned over the last week that not many teams are as close as ours. So we should be super grateful for that. So you might see me adopting people that aren't directly in our like lineage. It may be people that honestly don't have sponsors. I met a girl that had to go 7 sponsors up just to get someone that was active. So there is a lot of that happening right now because of out of stock from last year, and a lot of people quit. So the numbers that you see, if you see that there's like 400,000 distributors, that's not accurate, which is why they don't release the number, because they haven't figured it out yet, but there's definitely not quite that many of us. So this is definitely the best time to join. I want to find that momentum video. So if anyone has it saved, they could add it to the team page so I could pin it. That would be awesome. So you want to print this out. That's the first thing. When you sign up, your sponsor will tag you in the pin posts. And that is this right here. It goes over all of our lineage here. We're pretty lucky because everyone on this sheet is super successful and are all willing to help at any time if you message them. All the training pages are amazing. I highly suggest, if you're not in Sadie's Ladies, to go in that. You'll have to answer 3 questions. So if you need help with those questions, you can ask your upline if you don't know the answer. But that is where I learned everything. My sponsor quit 2 weeks after I started, and I didn't know Marissa back then. So I used Sadie's Ladies, and I used her YouTube channel, which is Lip Locked Love. And that is where I learned everything. She has like 5 to 15 minute videos on every single thing that you need to get started, which was good because you can like get those in just a car ride, so you're not stuck in front of the screen. There are ones that are longer. The trainings now are a little longer, so it's hard to sit through them. I know for me, I have a hard time sitting through anything that's like longer than 20 minutes. So if that is you too, then I would go check out that YouTube channel. So if we'll go through the first steps, the hardest thing probably is picking out a group name. It's definitely the struggle for a lot of people. I think we all did it. We all made one and then ended up changing it later down the road. So don't get hung up on it. If you can't think of exactly what you want right now, it will come to you. You'll see something one day, or you'll think of something one day, and then you'll just get a name. Sorry, I'm just looking at my phone because people are messaging me. I'm just trying to, some people can't get on for some reason. Let's see, Anne. All right. So yes, that's the hardest part. You want to make it personal so that people don't think that it's just another spammy group. You can't have lip sense in it. You can't have synogens in it. So just think of, like, write down a few things that are hobbies or things that are important to you and try to go from there. That's the best way. The second thing is setting up a processing app. I always use PayPal. I know a lot of girls use Square. I ship everything from home because I don't like going to the post office. With Blake and Aria, it's like a circus trying to go in there. So I ship everything from home. In the pinned post, there's also all the stuff that I get off of Amazon. So the bubble mailers, the adhesive, shipping labels, all that stuff. And even though you're using that material from home, USPS gives you a discount on postage from doing it from home. So it kind of makes up for it there. If you do use Square and your upline uses Square, you can ask them for their link so that you can help them out and they can get some free processing for referring you. You want to set a business account when you, sorry, I'm just going to mute some people.
Anyway, okay.
And you want to link those with so you can transfer your money from PayPal, and that's so the money will go from Sorry, I'm just muting again. Okay. And whatever name you do choose, you want to get it on Facebook, get it on Instagram. I'm not big on Instagram, but I do have one. You want to take that name off of the internet, I guess you want to say, so that nobody else can use it, and so that when you have your business cards printed, you can have the same tag for each one. So I would find a name, try to acquire those links and make sure that they're available. I know that for Anne and I, that was an issue because they were already taken. So you just want to be conscientious of that. Oh, and a big thing, when you do your groups, do the group, add your sponsor, then add in all the information. And when the group is all set, then you want to add in the people. You don't want to add the people in first, even though it asks you to. Just add one person. That's all you need to do. Because if you add everybody in and then put all the content in, they're just going to get spammed and they're going to think that it's another just crazy group and they're going to leave. You don't want them to leave until they've had a chance to check out what you're doing. So once you do your albums and your description in there, you want to go live. I know it's super scary sometimes at first, but you're going to get the most interaction and people are going to see the more authentic you if you go live. The first time, I mean, I think we can all agree that we weren't the greatest. I should find my first one and put it up. But you do get more comfortable the more you do it, and you will definitely mess up a bunch of times. But I think people watch me because my house is crazy. I'm always frazzled, but it's like real life. So they know that if that person can do it, then they could do it too. The next thing in the packet is going over PV. So you'll see when you sign up, when you go into the order screen, it'll tell you this much PV gets this much of a discount. And because we're in multiple countries, the currency isn't the same. So how we keep it fair is we use PV. So it's about half of the dollar amount. Depending on the level of what you order, that will determine your discount, and that is marked in the back office. When you add to your cart at the bottom, it will tell you where you're at and what your discount is at, so you can keep checking that as you're adding into your cart. The Jumpstart program is back, so in your first 30 days, every 300 PV order is 50% off. I had a lot of girls ask me questions about it the other day. If you do a 300 PV order at one time, it counts for 50% off. If you do like 100 PV and then you order again with 50 PV and you accumulate it, that's not going to get you 50% off. It will get you the 40% off once you hit 300, but it will not do the automatic 50. So just to clear that up. If you choose to do a 750 PV order, then you get free shipping and handling. That's something new that they started. So to save on that, if that is possible from pre-selling, or if you're investing in stock, then that is the way to go, because you're getting 50% off automatically and the free shipping and handling. Let's see, if you need to see orders, I do have them in the album section, all different types of orders, so you can see the different PV and discounts and the actual price that you'd be paying, so you can actually visually see the benefits of each order. Because I'm a visual person, so I need to do it or see it in front of me to understand it. So Marissa created those, so I borrowed those from her. It is easier to have stock, obviously. I know that when I started, it wasn't something that we could afford, so I gradually built my stock. For probably the first 4 or 5 months, I put everything back into the business, just because I knew that having stock and doing events, people will buy what's in front of them. If you offer them like the bundle where you get a kit and then another color, or a kit and then 2 colors, they'll be more apt to get it if they can take it home with them instead of waiting for it. I know that a lot of girls, as I do myself, lend out product for new girls. They're like their first month while they're still getting started, that way that they can pre-sell. If your upline does that, great. If not, don't worry, because when people aren't going to mind waiting. When I started, I used to place an order on the 1st and the 15th because we didn't have money for stock. So everyone would give me their orders, they would pay. I saved the money in my PayPal, and on the 1st and the 15th, they knew that I was placing orders. You can announce it. It's not going to make a difference. So after you get everything set up, the next thing you want to do is schedule your launch party with your upline. So, yeah, I'm going to mute you. So if they are far away, you can Zoom them, FaceTime them, whatever. They can show you their setup. I'm going to show you mine in a second. And they can tell you how to do and go through how to do a launch party, or they can do it online with you. I'm going to be typing up a little outline for Facebook parties. My goal is to do that tomorrow, as long as I don't get sick. So that way we have those, it'll be like a step-by-step exactly what to do. But if they are local and they can do your launch party with you, that's awesome. They'll bring, well, what I do is I bring my setup. I set everything up. I do the whole thing, which is me teaching them how to do it. And then they aren't as nervous and they can just watch you, join yeah, where they started, and it really makes a difference because we're all super nervous in the beginning. I'm debating if I'm going to show you that or not. Let me see. I think I'm going to wait till the end because I have to move my computer. Let's see. All right. So once you get that all set up and you do that, you'll want to place the order. If you're replacing your upline stock, great. If you sell, I believe, 7 kits, that will get you the 300 PV order. So you want to shoot for 7 for that. If you want to add in the lips kit with that order, you want to shoot for about 9 kits. That way, if you're trying to pre-sell and not have to get anything out of pocket. The lips kit, currently, they just redid it when they launched it again, comes in a little portfolio. It comes with beauty books. It comes with lip applicators, a glossy and oops glossy packets, and then it comes with the most popular 6 colors. They are tester sizes. They are not actual sizes. It's only like 0.05 off, but they are not for resale. They are only for testing. It's Sheerberry, Caramel Apple, Love It, Bombshell, Dawn Rising, and Bella. So for $75, you get everything that you need to be able to start demoing right away and not having to rely on your upline to borrow stuff. So at first, it's fine. If you need to pre-sell, like I said, 9 kits to cover it all. And I have been promoting that. I think that's a really good deal and a fabulous tool for people. Hey, Andre. So before they were larger and they were like, I think that they were between like $150 and $300. It didn't seem, back then, it didn't seem like a great deal because, again, you don't get the PV for those. So you're paying the whole $75. When you put it in your cart, it's not going to take whatever discount you have off. So that's why you need to do the 9 kits. But it is a very good deal now, and I highly suggest it. If you can do it, then do it. You can purchase, I believe, it one time a year. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. And they do sell the little applicators in the back office. I don't know if you can see that, but they are cheaper on Amazon, so I would not reorder those from Senegence. I would get those off of Amazon. That link is in the pinned post as well. So that's that. Okay, so when you are using your PayPal or Square app to take those orders, you want to make sure that you're recouping the tax, which you want to label as handling. Because Senegence reports our tax for us, we can't then recall a tax when we're using our invoices. So mine is labeled shipping and handling. I think other people do a flat fee. I break mine up in PayPal, but I think some girls do $4 flat fee shipping and handling, or $5 depending on their state's tax. Mine's 6.25 and Rhode Island is 7%. I know some girls on the team are in tax-free states, so it all just depends, and your upline can definitely help you with that. The $4 or $5 includes the tax, shipping, handling, and I believe they do try to recoup for their organza bags, which is these baggies. I have 2 different sets, but you really only need what you want it to look like. You can make your own packaging. You can use your own colors. You don't have to use blue. You can, we have like brand colors, so we just keep everything the same so it looks organized in our groups. That's probably the best way to do it. I'd say pick about 3 colors and just use those colors so that way it doesn't look all crazy when people go in there. So all those are also in the pin post. I think that's all that. Square you cannot ship through. You would have to use like stamps.com, or there's all other different ways to go through the post office. PayPal, you can go right through, and once they pay the invoice, you can go and just create the shipping label through USPS. That's the easiest for me. So if anyone else in Square has a different method, please feel free to put that. There's like a little chat button at the bottom that you guys can use during this to go back and forth with each other if you have questions. So if anyone wants to put that in there, that'd be awesome. I hear babies. Babies. Let's see. The next thing that it goes through is pricing, which I'm not going to go through crazy. I'm just going to let you guys know that we always sell to a first-time LipSense customer a full starter kit, or some people call it a collection, which is a color of their choice, a glossy gloss, and a remover. You definitely want to do the glossy gloss instead of a specialty gloss, because that is what's going to give them the best results at first, especially if they are like a chapstick user. The glossy is much more hydrating and will get them results faster. Certain specialty glosses will break down the color, like the diamond gloss. Any of the glitter glosses, they always want to set with glossy and then put that other gloss on top so they can get the longest wear out of it. And the Oops Remover has to be sold. I think it's like 5% of people are allergic to this. I mean, when you put it on, it stays on. So if they don't have the remover, and God forbid they have an allergic reaction, they will not be able to get everything off. So it's a liability. You want to be able to have yourself covered. I don't know the exact amount, but you're covered through Senegence so much. But you have to sell the Oops with it. What else is there with that? I think that's all. I think I explained it all in there for that. Some people actually, like, they refuse to buy the Oops, and I tell them that unfortunately I can't sell it. I have turned people away for it. You want to protect yourself the most possible. I mean, it's only $10, so usually people just say okay, but just don't be afraid to stand your ground. I just want to touch about one other thing. I know there's a lot of graphics going around saying that LipSense causes exfoliation. I don't want you guys to think that. I know that in the Maiden Challenge that we did this month, we went through it, so whoever did that knows what I'm talking about. But LipSense does not cause exfoliation. Your skin and your lips exfoliate every so many weeks, and it's natural. But when people use chapstick over and over again, they're drying out their skin cells, and it's slowing down that process. So when they use LipSense and the glossy gloss and there's no more wax, all that skin sloughs off because it's just backed up. So it's not causing exfoliation, it's causing your lips to be able to exfoliate naturally the way that they normally would. So I can put more information in the group if anyone needs it on that. A really good group for all the information about ingredients and stuff like exfoliation is, I think it's Nerdy for My Senna Sisters. I will pin it in the groups up at the top because I think that's a really, really useful group, especially if they explain all the science behind it. So anyone who is into learning about that, I'm kind of the person that just says, if it works, it works. But some people like to have all of the explanations. All right, sorry, cat. It'll just be easier if I get her now. Alrighty. Next is things to invest in. You definitely want business cards. That way when you're wearing your stripes, which like this is Be Mine, and that's still on from Costa Rica. Like that one's just not coming off. My other ones are off. So you want to have business cards that way when you're out wowing, you can show them that it works, like rub it, and then you can give them your business card. You always want to take their information too. That's a different training, but having those will definitely help, especially in situations where everyone's in a rush and you don't have time to chat. Tips and tricks cards. I think mine are upstairs. I'm gonna look really quick in my bag. You can go on Etsy for those. Yeah, mine are upstairs. And if you go on Etsy, you can do the whole business package, which is like, I think it's super cheap because it's already like made out for you. There's a bunch of girls that offer so many designs, and they'll even custom design them for you. You can do like your business card, your tips and tricks, how to apply. I purchased a brochure on Etsy, and it has everything in a trifold brochure. So I always staple a business card onto the beauty book, and then I put 2 extra business cards in with their order, and then I do the trifold pamphlet. In that pamphlet, it lists all the colors, how to apply, tips and tricks, like do's and don'ts, like don't leave it in your car when it's cold or hot, things like that. And then it explains like join our team, $55, and it says stuff like that. So I get everything in one little brochure. I think that was like $20, so it was for the PDF. And then I just print everything at home, or you can send them to Staples. Other things to invest in are glossy glass samples. They come in strips of 5. They're over there on the table. I'll show them to you in a second. Color chart boards are in the back office. If you look in this packet, it tells you where to find them. I did print those out, and I had them laminated at Staples. I think it costs like $1 to laminate them, so you don't have to do it yourself. But any of the graphics that you find in the back office, you can just send right to Staples and have them printed for like $1. And the color quality is really good. Those are good to have at parties. The organza bag, bubble mailers. You definitely are going to need a planner. Took me a while to find one that worked for me. I use Erin Condren. I know some other girls do too, but even the ones from Staples, anything that just like lays out the month for you. The more organized you are, the easier this is going to be. Another thing is word swag. I think it's like $3, $4, or $5. I don't remember how much it is now. Sometimes it goes on sale, but you can literally find any graphic in there. If you search bar, you can import a graphic, and then you can add text over anything. So that is my #1 app for creating graphics. It's super, super easy and super quick. Again, that's Word Swag. That is probably the most user-friendly one that we have that I've seen. But if anyone... Yes, I can. I wish I could. I might go up and grab them after. I had some girls come over and pick up stuff today, so I brought them upstairs. But I can actually just tag the Etsy link into the post when I post this video. So that's things to have. If anyone has any more things, totally feel free to throw them in the comments. The next is your homework assignment. So it goes over exactly what you need to do to get started. I suggest having your upline add you to Ciara's lip picks. Hers are probably the best ones I've seen ever. I know that Marissa started creating her own, but she's really, really tech savvy. I'm not. So it's Ciara's Lip Picks. I know that Sierra also just created a group, but hers isn't as it's not as much of a variety as Ciara's. Also Stenographics, but just be careful when you're using the Stenographics group, just because they kind of look spammy, and everyone's going in there and using those. So I totally suggest creating your own graphics, even if they seem plain. Plain's better than the same that everyone else is doing. And you can use your colors that you're keeping in your group so it all matches. For anyone that doesn't know, my cats are crazy and always need to be in the lives. All right, so then it goes over your first goals again. So homework and then goals. Figure out what you're going to do for your first order, what you're going to shoot for, if you have to pre-sell or if you can just place it. Go over with your sponsor the best things to purchase, the best colors, the best skincare, stuff like that. Schedule your launch demo right away. Probably go for 1 to 2 weeks out, just so you can have that first week to get used to everything, go through stuff. I know that I think I'm caught up with about half the girls that I signed up this month. So if you are on here and I haven't scheduled your launch party yet, just know that I'm working on it this week. And let's see. Okay, so the last part is how to build a team. If you're super new and you have a friend or you have someone in the family or someone messages you just because they saw that you're doing it and they're like, I want to do this too, and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm super new. It's totally fine. Don't be scared. Don't tell them no. Don't have them sign up under your sponsor. They came to you because they trust you. And even if you're learning together, two's better than one. And there's plenty of support on this page where you won't be alone in training them. Your direct upline will help you. And if not, I will help them help you. But my biggest advice is to just go with it, because you never know where it's going to lead. You want your first line to be strong, so just don't be scared. Joni, when I met with her, we had like 30-minute sessions. She met with people that were CP and above over the last week in her we were on vacation, and she really like laid out how the training is supposed to be. So that's going to be in another training that I'm going to do, and just go over how we should be training, how we should be evening out our time so that we're not like going stir crazy, but everything's getting done. So focus on your first line. The rest will happen. Focus on your business, and your signups will come. Don't get stressed out if your first party is a flop. My first launch party was 3 people, and 1 person bought something and the other 2 didn't, and I turned out okay. So don't get frustrated. Just keep sharing and everything will come. I'm going to show you guys my setup. I set it up really quick, so it's not like the full thing, but you'll get the thing. I forgot I was doing it on the computer. So I'm gonna, don't mind Dave's jerseys. He's like a crazy Dolphins fan, for anyone who doesn't know. All right, so when I start off a demo, I try to make it like as least cluttered as possible so people don't get overwhelmed. I do have this mirror, which I just got, so I didn't put it in the pinned post yet, but I got it off of Amazon. It lights up, so it's super cool. You can like really get in there. A lot of times when you have a party, the lighting might be dull or yellow, so having a mirror that lights up is useful. If you don't, like, I just got this, so it's not a big deal. I think it was like $25 on Amazon. These little, sorry, I'm trying to hold this. These little white things were from Target. They were $1. They hold the wands, the cotton swabs. This one's for trash. And then these are those glossy packets that will come in the lips kit, or you can get them. This pack of 5 is $1, so I usually just grab like 5 at a time. These, and these are like from Hobby Lobby. Usually in here, I'll put all the colors. I usually separate them by like nudes, brights, browns, something like that. I do put out, these are from my tranny bag. So if I have the tranny bag, I'll throw out this skincare and makeup. In here, I usually put some shadow scents, and I put some clean brushes in here. I do always keep Purell out, and then I do have brush cleaner just for like sanitary reasons. I keep it out. Nobody really ever uses the brushes. They always usually use their fingers because they're nervous. If I have certain stocks, I'll keep those out. And I keep some books. I always put it out in a clean magazine. This will come in your new distributor packet. Then I have a clipboard, and I usually, somebody borrowed it, but I'll have a sign up for to host a party here. That is a printout of an Etsy package that I bought. So you'll get one of these. You'll get a price list, which I never put out just because I feel like it turns people away. I want them to try it on first and then see the value in it instead of looking just at the price and like freaking themselves out. This is my little packet, and then I usually I get these at Target. They're usually like $1 or $3. I'll usually give them a gift with purchase. And then I do have like a little basket that I put here with like little stuff that if they book a party, they can pick something out of the basket that's really popular, and it'll get you parties because people like free stuff. So this will tell them the hostess rewards, which are also in the beauty book, but that's cute. Like this frame is from the dollar store. So mostly everything I have is super, super cheap. Usually in that front section at Target is where I get everything. I'm just gonna look in the chat. If you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourselves and ask them. I'm just gonna go through the comments really quick. It's so weird not being live. A lot of people are rebranding. I rebranded a few months ago, so that's all new stuff. So I know that stuff is still on Etsy. Sabrina, so with the USPS, I pick first class 2 to 5 days. And if I'm shipping from like me to you, it'll get there the next day. Even though it says 2 to 5 days, if you're like 30 minutes away, it still goes next day. Worst case, it's 2 days. And it just went up. I believe it's $271. It used to be $261, but postage just went up again. So last week. So again, first class, 2 to 5 days. I do thick package for the bubble mailer, and a kit with a catalog is 5 ounces. I did get a little scale up at Target, but if you bring it to the post office the first time and have them weigh it, then you'll know what your packaging is for a kit. I do. So for that brochure, I will post the Etsy link, but there is a generic brochure in the files section of the team page, which is super, super generic, but it does the trick and it's free for now. I'm not in Candy's picks, I don't think. I'm going to have to look at that one. That black box is my stock box, but my testers I keep in this. Sorry, that's loud. Like this. This is a marker case off Amazon. I think it was like $8. So it's supposed to hold markers, but it like keeps the lip scents if it's perfect because they're like the same size and they're like stuck in there. So once you get to acquire testers, I've never even run out of a tester yet. So these are all like super old from like over a year ago. So they do last forever. One person. That is true. Erica had me and one other person at a launch party. Does anyone have any questions? I did the Zoom. I thought maybe it would be exciting. I'm going to start using Zoom. So for like Power Pocket trainings that we're going to be doing, just so that people can actually speak instead of just being able to type. I think we're all used to typing.
You're going to post the link for your paper things, right?
My brochures?
Yeah, because I like buy mine through PDQ, but I want mine personalized now.
Oh, yeah. So mine aren't personalized because I didn't realize that was an option because I don't read things when I do it. But like my back says XOXO, your lip girl, but she'll put your name. I can probably just email her and she'll change them. But they're super cute. If you guys don't mind, I'll run up and I'll grab them. It'll only take me a second.
Yeah. Melissa said yes, too. She's listening on my iPad because we couldn't get her on.
Who is it?
Melissa.
Hi.
I couldn't get her on.
So many, like my phone is blown up for people that couldn't get on. All right, I'm going to run up. Talk amongst yourselves. My life is in shambles over here. All right, so it looks like this. It just says all about it, like what it does. And then when you open it, it has all the colors and their names. The middle is like the join my team. Wholesale prices, no monthly fees, no monthly minimums, incentives, stuff like that. And then the inside looks like that. I should probably put the thing behind it. Tips and tricks, stuff like that. But it's really cute. So when it's in the package, it's bright. And I think she can match the lips to whatever color your branding is. So it looks like that. And then in this one, I put whatever they bought. So just make it yourself. Everyone's looks different, but they're all cute, and people like getting cute little packages in the mail. Any other questions? I'm going to unmute Anne. Anne, how did your training go?
Hold on. I have myself turned off so you can't see me. My training was awesome.
Yay.
I had what? 8 girls, Brittany? I see Brittany's on. 8 girls. We had a great time. They even got to see me cry once because it was, emotional, whatever. Yeah.
I can't. I saw the training live.
Huh?
I saw the training live, but there was an error when I tried to see it. I think because it was streaming.
Oh, yeah. I had some complications with the Wi-Fi. So I had to stop the video or stop the recording and then start it again. But any of my girls can tell you the value in face-to-face training. It was awesome to have the girls
yeah.
And streaming it for the girls that couldn't make it, I got a lot of thank yous for that too, because they all have reasons why they can't make it. But.
There you go. You can say it now.
So we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it.
Yay.
Yay.
All right. How do you color match foundation if you don't have them all in stock? Let me mute you in. So I only have cream beige, dewy, and fawn. I just keep forgetting to put the testers in my cart. There are testers now for all the shades, I believe. All of them. It looks like there's all of them when I go back there. But I think they're $5 or $6 for the tester. You can accumulate them just like you accumulate the lip scents. The testers are also, you don't get the percentage off for those, just as an FYI. But if you look in the brochure, the beauty book, it tells them exactly how to look and see what their undertone is. So dewy is probably my favorite. It's a neutral. So the neutrals, are probably the best ones to go with at first, and then, which there isn't many now that I'm looking at it. It might just be dewy, which is probably why it's my favorite. No matter where my coloring is, it always seems to work. Let me see. There are a lot of the swatches. The only problem with those being on people is that they're on their skin tone. But usually we throw them in the group chat. If you're not in there, let me know. And if you are in the group chat and it's stressing you out, you can go to the top and click the name and it will let you turn off the notifications. So if that's an issue. But usually the girls are really, really good at color matching. Or you can see if your upline has any that you could borrow. But yeah, they just came back with the testers. So if you just throw the most popular ones in there at first and just every time you order, maybe order one, that's probably what I'll end up doing just so I could have them, because I have to start doing my faces for the MUA. So congratulations to Amanda for almost being done. I haven't was the person I'm going to go. Okay, Erica shared some of hers that are personalized. Does anyone have any questions about setting up their group or any questions about having their launch? I know that the launches are the most stressful part, I find. No one? Maybe everyone's had their launch or is already planned. I know that Facebook parties do okay, but there's nothing like in-person ones where people actually get to try it on. So I do always suggest to try to go that route first. You'll have a much better result, I say. And you definitely get more parties and demos booked out of those parties. All right, if nobody has any questions, I just want to touch on one last thing is personal development. So if you're not used to doing network marketing, I definitely suggest picking just a book and reading maybe just a few pages a day in the morning or at night, just to help your mindset, transition from the typical 9 to 5 to pretty much just being in charge of your own business and kind of just what it takes. My favorite book, I think somebody borrowed. I'll have to find it. This one's also really good. You Are a Badass. I know Target carries it. I mean, I know a lot of people do the audio or Audible, which you can listen to in the car while you're driving. That's probably my favorite thing because I don't really have time to read all the time. So, but I do drive a lot, so I do just throw it on when I'm in there. I will find that other book and I will put it in. But yes, so I hope that explaining it helped. And when you get your kit in the mail, your box, definitely go through all the info in there. I know that they kind of redid the box, so I'm still waiting. I know they were transitioning out those jump drives. So I just want to make sure that that's Rachel's daughter. Hello. I just want to figure out if they completely stopped that, because I know some people were getting them, some people weren't. So if you did get that little jump drive in your box, you can plug that into your car if you have a USB port and listen to it through your car. That's going to be all the product knowledge. But I'm just going to put up a post, I think, when I get off and see what people are getting in their new boxes in replace of it. But if anyone knows, please hop on and let me know.
My last 2 downlines did not get the thumb drive. And I called Senecare about it, and they said they're not doing it anymore.
Okay.
They said because everything... What?
Are they replacing it with something? Or are they?
No, they said because everything is now loaded in the back office, so everyone can go on and view the material for themselves or watch the trainings through the app, is what the Senecare told me.
Okay. So I'll just go through that super quick. If you go to your app store, there's an app called Cenebiz that you can get. And then you'll log in. That made a funny sound. And there will be, I don't know if you guys can see that. So there's images, there's videos, and then these are the trainings that she's talking about. So you'll click on them and they're audios. So you can listen to it, and then there's PDFs also, like all the new flyers are back here. So if you click on them, you can hit share, and then it'll share it to your whatever social media you have. It does Instagram, and I know it does Facebook. So you'll get the high quality images instead of saving them off the internet and then not looking as bright or like without the true color on it. And then there's also training videos in there, training PDFs. So everything is in this app. So if you need help, just ask your upline again or me, and we can help you look at that. But I think that's it, unless anyone has any more questions. Sabrina. Yes, I am. I'm going to do my damnedest to do it in the next 3 days. So we did a Road to Maiden challenge. So a maiden is the first rank that you hit. It's having 3 downline on your first line. So 3 people on your first line that sign up under you, and they each place 300 PB qualified orders, and you place 300 PB qualified order in the same month. So that's your first promotion, I'd say. So I do have it all printed out. Aria and Blake threw a wrench in my plan. So as long, I was supposed to do it tomorrow, but since Blake has the flu, I had to cancel the nanny. So as long as I can get it done, I'm going to try my best to have it all set for the first. Let's see. I think that's it. Yeah, so that was super helpful for me. I think when you start growing a team, you take the focus off yourself and you start just worrying about everybody else. Not that you shouldn't, but you have to remember that you still have to do your business and that you have to find that balance. So doing the Road to Maiden Challenge last month definitely helped me put my priorities back in order, so that, because if I'm not showing you guys what I'm doing, then you can't learn how to do it correctly. So it definitely made me step out of my comfort zone in many ways that I wouldn't have definitely done any other time. Reaching out to people that I would have never reached out to, which ended up working in my favor. But it definitely is something that everybody should be doing every month. So that's why I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen. Let's see. Sitting with Joni and having her, when I sat down with her, she had our whole team printed out. Everyone's name was on there, all their numbers. She circled people. She made me graphs. She literally told me exactly who to train, how to train, when to train, how much to work on my own business. She set everything out. So there will be a little bit of a switch up in the next couple weeks, but just know that it came straight from her, not from me. So yeah, I think that's it. So I hope that helped. So please, if you have any questions that you didn't want to ask here, please ask your upline. And anyone that is a veteran in here watching, if you have any tips, you can definitely put them in the team page. Just make a post and throw them in there. That would help people out. So I hope everyone learned something, and hope everyone has a good night. I'm just going to stop the recording, I think. This is my first time using this new one.